And now the home team on the scoreboard, located in the third base dugout. Let's meet the Commodores from Gulf Coast. Leading off to play center field, number 2, Eloise. Second baseman, Bailey Pelkey. Left fielder, number 3, Taylor Corbett. First baseman, number 8, Kayla Cordero. Designated player, number 34, Peyton Carpenter. Third baseman, number 22, Elena Weiss. Right fielder, number 11, Samantha Burks. Pitcher, number 21, Allison Mitz. And your catcher, number 10, Bailey Hyman. And the head coach of the 33-17 Commodores, Coach Beth Wade. Today's umpires for the game will be the bases will be Tim Ulrich and Mike McIntosh. Working behind the plate, Tom Schmidt. Gentlemen, we thank you for your contributions to amateur athletics.
Good afternoon from historic Dodgertown here in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. Glad to be here broadcasting another softball game today. Today's game, a elimination game between the State College of Florida and Gulf Coast State College. We're in game number 24 of 30. We're on field number 8. Again, I'm Kyle Wilson. We got the State College of Florida Manatee and Gulf Coast State College. State College of Florida 34-17. Gulf Coast State College 32-17. Correction, 33-17. Going into today's tournament, this weekend's tournament, State College of Florida had a home record of 17-4, a road record of 13-10, and versus conference was 14-5. Gulf Coast State going into the tournament 7-5 at home, 8-4 on the road, and 7-9 versus conference opponents. We've got 2 balls, 2 strikes on the scoreboard. I'll go through the lineups here momentarily for you. Sorry about that. Our official started the game for us before we had even finished the announcements of pregame. So we now have a runner on first with a walk. And coming to the plate, number 4, Brandy Bunker. The State College of Florida Manatees lineup, number 1, leading off the right fielder, Savannah Money. She's now walked and is on first. Brandy Bunker, number 4, the second baseman. In the 2-hole, in the 3-hole, number 24, Erica Ward, playing third. In the 4 spot, number 13, the first baseman, Brittany Gilliam. Number 14, Cassidy Neptune, left fielder, number 14. In the 6th slot, number 19, Jamie Harney, the designated hitter. Number 17, Darby Bernaldo, playing short and batting in the 7th hole. In the 8th slot, Nikki Sedivey, the catcher, number 5. And in the 9th slot, Casey Simmons, the center fielder, number 8. Defensively, for Gulf Coast State College, the Commodores, around the infield. First of all, starting at pitcher is number 21, Allison Mitz. Behind the plate, the battery, Bailey Heineman. At first base, Kayla Cordero. Bailey Pelkney at second base. Elena Weiss at third, and at shortstop, the flex player today, number 15, Haley Wood. Around the outfield, Taylor Corbett, Eloise Trebet, and Samantha Burke in right field. The snap throw by Heineman back toward first base. Tag not down, not able to get the runner money at first base. Again, this is an elimination game today. We're in the top of the first. That ball slapped foul, out of play. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brandy Bunker. The pitch from Mitz just missed outside. Count going full, 3-2. To the Manatee second baseman. For Gulf Coast State College. Wait 1 second. That is popped up to Bailey Pelkney over at second base. Bunker as out, and that's going to bring up Erica Ward, third baseman, number 24 for the Manatees. With 1 out on the board. That ball fouled back, out of play. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch from Mitz. That's going to get away from the catcher, Bailey Heineman. And the runner, Savannah Money, is going to move over to second on the passed ball. So I believe that's scored as a wild pitch, not a pass ball there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled back off the fence. Pitching for Gulf Coast State College is Allison Mitz. She's got a 1.83 ERA entering the tournament this weekend. A record of 25-5 as that ball is fouled back off by Erica Ward. Again, Mitz, a 1.83 ERA, 25-5 record in 38 appearances. She started 28 games and has thrown 17 complete games on the season, 5 of which were shutouts. No save. She leads Gulf Coast in innings pitched in dramatic fashion, 187. The next closest is Abby Atkins. That's Abby Atkins, who's only thrown 58 innings this season. So Allison Mitz, by far the leading pitcher for the Commodores. That ball fouled out of play once again off of the Gulf Coast dugout. Count moves to 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the first. Erica Ward at the plate, hitting .327 on the season. Pitch low and inside. Count 3-2. Full count for Allison Mitz. At the plate, Erica Ward. Ward has walked 16 times, again, going into the tournament. That ball's hit to deep left field. Underneath it, Corbett makes the play. Ward, fly out to left. That's an F7 for scoring at home. It's going to bring up Brittany Gilliam, first baseman, number 13 for the Manatees. Gilliam hitting .294 on the season. She has 45 hits, 6 home runs, and has driven in 43 on the season. Second on the team in that category. Right back toward us. off the top of the fence. Count, no balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. For the Manatees at the plate in the visiting half of the first. We are just underway from Vero Beach, historic Dodger Town. Again, this is game number 24 of 30. We're hitting a home stretch of this tournament. We will have the loser bracket games both now at 2 o'clock and at 5 o'clock as well. And we'll move back here onto Field 8 at 7 o'clock for a winner's bracket game to determine at least one team that's going to go to the NJCAA National Tournament in St. George, Utah here in 2 weeks. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild on the board. And she is rung up. Brittany Gilliam called out on strikes. That's going to end the inning for the Manatees, State College of Florida. No runs scored, no hits, no errors, but 1 left on base. We'll be right back after a short break with the Gulf Coast Commodores, home half of the first. You are watching the 2016 FSCAA State Softball Championships on YouTube. Back here from historic Dodger Town and game number 24. There's a first pitch strike from Kayla Maxwell, State College of Florida pitcher. Run through the Commodores lineup for Gulf Coast State College. Again, for the Commodores, leading off, Eloise Trebet, number 2, the center fielder. In the 2-hole, number 23, Bailey Pelkey, second baseman. Number 3, Taylor Corbett in the 3-hole, the left fielder. In the 4 slot, Kayla Cordero, first baseman, number 8. In the 5-hole, number 34, Peyton Carpenter, the designated hitter. In the 6 slot, number 22, Elena Weiss, third baseman. Number 11, Samantha Burks. In the 7-hole, playing right field. Number 21, Allison Mitz, the pitcher, in the 8-hole. And in the 9 slot, Bailey Heineman, catcher, number 10 for the Commodores. Defensively, for State College Manatees, Cassidy Neptunes in left, Casey Simmons in center field, Savannah Money in right field. Around the infield, Brittany Gillum at first, Brandy Bunker at second, Erica Wood at third, and Darby Bernaldo, the shortstop. Behind the plate, Nikki Sadivi, and pitching for Gulf Coast State College. Correction, for the Manatees of State College of Florida is Kayla Maxwell. Kayla Maxwell averaging a 3.05 ERA, 13-6 record in 28 appearances. She's pitched 61.5 innings, allowed 59 walks, and has struck out 82. Eloise Trebet goes down swinging. That's going to bring up Bailey Pelkney. Called foul at home plate. So no balls, one strike, as that was a foul ball. No balls, one strike. The pitch from Maxwell. Called strike two to Bailey Pelkney. Sounds like somebody playing the drums down there. Oh, and there's an error by the first baseman. That's Brittany Gilliam over there at first base. Struggled to come up with that. That's an E3. Pelkey reaches on the error by Gilliam. We're going to bring down that crowd mic a little bit. That drum can be a little distracting down there. Make that really annoying, actually. Count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out for the Commodores. Runner on first is Bailey Pelkey, and the batter, Taylor Corbett. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Safe over at first. She's able to outrun the play. It was a nice play by Erica Wood to fire over to Gilliam at first. Just not quite in time. That's an infield singer for Taylor Corbett. And that's going to bring Kayla Cordero to the plate. Number 8, the first baseman, steps in to the right side of the batter's box. The pitch from Maxwell. Fouled off. Cordero a little ahead of that pitch. Wind blowing straight in from center field. Once again here, field 8 in historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. An absolute perfect couple of days for softball. Fouled that off her ankle, it looked like. Hope Cordero is okay down there. Fouled straight down and off of her ankle. We'll see if she can't walk that off. We would like to thank the Treasure Coast Sports Commission for putting on this fantastic event every year. The Treasure Coast Sports Commission's mission is to strengthen the quality of life and economic well-being for the Treasure Coast region through recruiting, retaining, and supporting sports-related events and activities that will enhance the region's economy and exposure. Thank you to the Treasure Coast Sports Commission for putting on the 2016 FCS Softball Championship here at Dodgertown. Giving Kayla Cordero the chance to walk that off. She fouled off a 1-2 count pitch off of her ankle. trying to make a decision on Cordero over there. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to her. She fouled that off her foot. And you never know. You know, you've seen Major League Baseball players do that and break bones in your foot. So it can be a significant injury. You just never know with how solid that ball hit her foot or her ankle and what has happened over there. Looks like she's going to walk it off and return to the plate. Hope she's all right down there. That's Kayla Cordero, first baseman. We're back in play. Kayla Cordero fouls that ball off. That's another foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cordero. They're banging on the drums down there, or the 5-gallon bucket. That's a pop-up for Cordero, fielded by number 13, Brittany Gilliam over there at first base for the Manatees. Number 34 coming to the plate for the Doors, Peyton Carpenter, the designated hitter. Carpenter, a freshman, pitcher and designated player out of Pace, Florida, and Pace High School. Carpenter hitting .255 on the year. Sneaks that past the pitcher. Not able to make the play at second base is Brandy Bunker and Darby Bernaldo. That's going to load the bases for the Commodores here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the first. The Doors are threatening here. That would have been a very tough play there. Again, that soft grounder right past the pitcher, Maxwell. Brandy Bunker got over to it and tried to flip real quickly over to Bernaldo. And Bernaldo not able to hold on to that flip. Not able to get that runner at second. So we've got runners at all of the bases. Bases full of Commodores here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the first. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for State College of Florida. Gulf Coast State not able to bring a run across. Bases loaded with 2 outs. No runs scored. State College of Florida gets out of that one. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning momentarily. You're watching the FCS AA Softball Championships on YouTube. We're back here from historic Dodgertown, field number 8, here at the State Softball Championships. This is an NJCAA Region 8 losers bracket game. We got the State College of Florida versus Gulf Coast State College. This is game number 24. Tell you what, once you make your way into the losers bracket in a double elimination style tournament like this, you have your work cut out for you to get back into the winners bracket and for a chance to win the state championship, as well as make a case for your trip to the NJCAA state or national tournament out in Utah. There's a pop-up by Cassidy Neptune, the left fielder. She popped up to Bailey Pelkey over at second base for the Commodores. Coming up now, the designated player, number 19, Jamie Harney. Harney, a freshman infielder from Hopewell, New York, John Jay High School up in New York. Mitz toes the rubber and delivers a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Jamie Harney at the plate. Freshman for the Manatees. That's called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defensive straightened away for the Commodores. It's a big gap over in right center field. Wind blowing in dead straight in from center field. That ball fouled back right over the umpire's head. Again, wind blowing straight away in from center field. Forecast this morning was for 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. I'm thinking it's been closer to 15 to 25 mile an hour winds. We've had some camera issues up on the roof here with our umbrella folding inside out. Gotta love high quality material, the Walmart umbrella. Regardless, Jason's keeping our camera safe upstairs, thank goodness. That's going to be a strikeout. Throw down by Bailey Heineman to Kayla Cordero at first. She tags the base. And there's the second out of the inning. Swinging strikeout for Jamie Harney. That's going to bring up Darby Bernaldo, the shortstop, number 7 for the Manatees. Pitch high and outside from Allison Mitz. Mitz, a sophomore pitcher from Swansea, Illinois. Scott Jamison doing our broadcast over on field number 7 heard the name Swansea and got excited. Thought we were discussing a Welsh football team. Not the case, Scott. The pitch from Allison Mitz, and that's a strike 2 to Darby Bernaldo, the shortstop. Fouled back by Bernaldo. Shortstop from Brandon, Florida. She was homeschooled. Deuces wild across the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bernaldo takes that. Ball 3. Full count. tell you, I feel like field number 8 has been upset field over here. Oh, she's rung up. She thought that was ball 4. The blue behind the plate thought otherwise. That's a strikeout looking for Darby Bernaldo. That's going to end the top of the second for the State College of Florida. No hits, no runs, no errors, and no one left on base for the Manatees. We'll be back with the Commodores' home half of the second momentarily from Vero Beach, historic Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson. You're watching the FCS AA State Softball Tournament on YouTube. As I'm catching up on my scorekeeping over here, there's a 4-3 putout. That's going to bring up the pitcher, number 21, Allison Mitz. There's a 4-3 putout of Samantha Burks. Now at the plate, Allison Mitz, pitcher, number 21 for Gulf Coast. Mitz, a sophomore, as we were discussing, from Swansea, Illinois. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out to the Commodore pitcher. Right through the center, just past the shortstop. Bernaldo not able to make the play. There's a base hit. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 10, Bailey Heineman. Heineman, a freshman, catcher and utility player out of Bakersfield, California. For some reason, when I think of Bakersfield, I think of Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian. He did a special from Bakersfield. It's the only one I've ever seen, but I laughed hysterically. The snap throw back to first. Not in time for Gilliam to tag Mitz there at first. At the plate, Bailey Heineman, the catcher for Gulf Coast State College, not University. Count 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the bottom half of the second. Here from Vero Beach. Called strike. Heineman tries to lay down the bunt, not able to do so. Fly ball to right center field. That ball is going to fall in front of Casey Simmons. Moving on to third is Allison Mitz over at third. Now at second, Bailey Heineman. Moving over to third, Allison Mitz. Runners at the corners. first and third for the Commodores. It's going to be back to the top of the order to Eloise Trebet, center fielder number 2 for the Doors. Trebet, a sophomore from France. I'm not going to try to say her hometown in France. Nor her high school. But Eloise, out of France, a sophomore for the Commodores. The pitch taken high by Trebet. 1-0 count to the sophomore outfielder. The pitch. Commodores attempt a double steal. Count 2 balls, no strikes. Pitching, Kayla Maxwell for the State College Florida Manatees. Maxwell, 3.05 ERA, 165 innings pitched going into today's tournament, or into this weekend's tournament, excuse me. Count 3-1. To the leadoff batter. 3-2, the count goes full. Runners at second and third now. Heineman at second. Over at third, Allison Mitz, starting pitcher for Gulf Coast State College. The pitch from Maxwell. That's out over at first base. A nice play made over there by Erica Wood. Not able to grab that ball out of the air, but she is able to throw that runner out. Trebet out at first. Going to bring up Bailey Pelkey. That ball's hit hard to center field. Misjudged originally by Casey Simmons, but she was able to get back underneath it and retire the side. That's going to be the end of the second. Moving to the top of the third, Commodores of Gulf Coast State College and State College of Florida, the Manatees, knotted up 0-0. You're watching the Softball Championships on YouTube. We're back from Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. Top of the third. Manatees at the plate. State College of Florida, of course. Leading off the catcher, number 5, Nikki Sadivi. Sadive hitting .274, 23 hits on the season going into this weekend's tournament. 8 doubles, 6 home runs. Correction, 1 home run. Was reading the wrong line of stats there. I do apologize. Sadive, .274, 3 doubles, and 1 home run on the season. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Sadive. The pitch from Mitz, called strike, 1-1. Just on the outside corner, called ball 2. Again, we're in Vero Beach at historic Dodgertown. We've got 4 fields. Actually, only 2 fields currently playing, I believe. Yep, just games going on right now on Field 7 and Fields 8. We've had a handful of teams already eliminated from the tournament today. Another one will be eliminated after this game. That ball's hit hard to left field, out of play. That's into the batting cages over there. Again, already eliminated from the tournament. We've got Eastern Florida State College, Polk State, Tallahassee Community College, Daytona State College, St. Petersburg, Miami-Dade, Central Florida, the nation's number 2 team, and Palm Beach State College, all eliminated from the state tournament already today or yesterday. It's going to bring up Casey Simmons. Casey Simmons, the center fielder, number 8 for the Manatees. Sadive flies out to left field. It's an F7 if you are scoring it at home. The ball right back toward Allison. Again, that fouled back toward Allison Mitz. Allison's able to make the play and record out 2. It's going to retire Casey Simmons and bring up Savannah Money. First pitch strike from Allison Mitz. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch from Mitz hit foul just on top of the third base dugout. Occupied by the home team, the Commodores. Count, 0-2, 2 outs. And that ball is fouled, not out of play. That's actually caught by Elena Weiss over there at third base. And that's going to end the top of the third for the State College Manatees. Going 1-2-3 in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no one left on base. That's going to bring up the Commodores in the bottom half of the third. You're watching the FCS AA Softball Championships on YouTube. We'll be right back. Back here on field number 8 at historic Dodgertown. Although, unfortunately, the Dodgers have not had their spring training facility here since 2008. The history at this ballpark is still unbelievable. You can walk over to Holman Stadium from here just a few hundred yards, and same area that guys like Jackie Robinson played on and practiced on in the spring in the 40s and 50s. It's absolutely unbelievable. And we thank the Treasure Coast Sports Commission as well as Dodgertown for us being able to host this tournament here at this wonderful facility here in Vero Beach. Again, I'm Kyle Wilson doing the broadcast, and that is going to be an out registered on Taylor Corbett. First out of the bottom of the third. That's going to bring to the plate Kayla Cordero. Cordero fouled the ball earlier off her foot. Came up a little gimpy. Looks like she's walking around all right out there now. Hopefully she does not do that again. And that's one of those things, you foul one off your foot, and then now you're thinking about it the rest of the game. You've got that little bit of an ache, even though if it might not be hurting because you've got the adrenaline pumping. But, you know, you foul one off again, just barely hits your foot. You're going to be thinking about that the rest of the game. That ball is hit hard down the third base line, foul. Play made by Erica Wood. She would have had a chance to throw her out at first. Just a hair foul. They put out of Kayla Cordero down there at the first base line. Bringing up Peyton Carpenter, the first baseman for Gulf Coast. Carpenter, 1 for 1 on the day, singled in the first and was stranded at first base. That ball's rifled past the second baseman. Bunker not able to make the play. Runner on first for Gulf Coast State College. That's Peyton Carpenter, the designated hitter. She's now 2 for 2 on the day. Singled both times up. Bringing up Elena Weiss, third baseman number 22. Struck out in the first inning. Pinch runner for Gulf Coast State College. Entering the game for Peyton Carpenter is number 5, Haley Wood. Haley, a freshman, typically plays shortstop for Gulf Coast State College. She's entering the game as a runner now from Port St. Joe, Florida, Port St. Joe High School. The bottom half of the third here from Dodgertown. Game number 24. We're on field number 8. Broadcast also going on over on field number 7. Scott Jameson with that broadcast. Right over to third base. Erica Wood able to corral that. She throws out Weiss at first, and that's going to end the inning. No damage. Once again, all knotted up, 0-0. We'll be back with you're watching the FCS AA State Softball Championships right here on YouTube. We are entering the top half of the fourth. State College of Florida Manatee home visiting half of the inning. The pitch from Allison Mitz is just outside for a first pitch ball. Once again, we are here in Vero Beach, Florida with game number 24, State College Manatees versus Gulf Coast State Commodores. And the winner of these two games are going to move on to another round of losers bracket games here this evening. We'll be playing tonight at 5 o'clock. It'll actually end up being about 5:30 or so, I believe. But the winner of this game will move on to face Northwest Florida State College. It's a line drive out to left field. Fair ball and a single for the Manatees. State College of Florida starting off. That's Brandy Bunker. She's now over at first. Bunker at first. Now coming up, Erica Ward, third baseman. She made that play to end the last inning. Ward tries to lay down a bunt. Just foul on the third base side. So the winner of this game will face off versus Northwest Florida State College. The winner of the Jacksonville Indian River game currently going on over on field number 7. Scott Jamison doing that broadcast. The winner of that game will face off Florida Southwestern College tonight at 5 o'clock over on field number 7. A bases loaded infield single over there for Erica Ward, bringing up the first baseman, Brittany Gilliam. It's going to move runners over to first and second. Bunker is going to move over to second. On first, Erica Ward. At the plate, Brittany Gilliam. She stuck out looking her first time up. Allison Mitz with the pitch. That's in off the hand. See if that stays in play. I don't think it will with the wind. Just foul out of play. Once again, that wind is blowing hard in from center field. That flag is not blowing out there in center field, but I assure you there's more wind up there than what it's showing right now. Gilliam at the plate. Runners at second and third. It's been a long day. I do apologize. Tyler can't even see the field, and he's getting the people right. I do apologize. Runners are at second and first, not second and third. And I about did it again. At least I'm entertaining some people here in our press box, if nothing else. I do apologize if you're trying to watch the broadcast. Yep, 2 runners on. And they're still going to be at first and second. But now it's 2 different runners at first and second. Brandy Bunker forced out at third. Erica Ward moves over to second base. And Brittany Gilliam on the fielder's choice has now reached first. So runners on first and second. Cassidy Neptune at the plate. Number 14, the left fielder. Neptune hitting .303 on the season. She's hit 9 home runs, second on the team in that statistical category. A called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out on the board. Runners on first and second for the Manatees. Ooh, that ball fouled off of a Neptune and right off the helmet of Bailey Heineman. Umpire checked on her. She nodded, she's fine, and we're back in play. The pitch from Mitz. That ball is hit high and deep into left field, caught by Taylor Corbett over there, and nearly thrown away there at third. No damage done, though. Neptune flies out to left. F7. Going to bring up Jamie Harney, the designated hitter, number 19. Harney hitting .308 on the season, 40 hits and 7 home runs. Crowd getting rambunctious here over at Field 8. No, that crowd has been over on fields 7, 9, and 10, it seemed like. We have not had a real rambunctious crowd here on Field 8. But right now we've got a drummer down there somewhere playing the 5-gallon bucket. And we have a couple rambunctious fans down there. Can't complain. I love the enthusiasm. Count, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. To the Manatees' designated hitter, Jamie Harney. The pitch from Allison Mitz. Hit off the end of the bat and fouled down the right field line. Historic Dodgertown, Jamie Harney at the plate. Count 1 ball now, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second for the Manatees. Tie game 0-0. We're in the top of the 4th. Manatees left a runner on in the first and have now had 2 runners on in the second, had 1 thrown out at third. And runners on first and second now. See if Manatee can't get one of these runs across. That's through the hole between first and second base. Coming home with the throw. The tag is there, and she is out at the plate. What a throw and catch and tag. Do you have the replay over there, Tyler? We have the replay. We'll show a replay right now for you. What a throw and catch. The tag put on by Bailey Heineman. Samantha Burke out there in right field with the throw. That was on the money to throw out Erica Ward at the plate. That's going to end the inning. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the 4th very, very quickly. We'll be right back from Dodgertown. You're watching the FCS State Softball Tournament on YouTube. back here from Dodgertown. We're in the bottom half of the fourth. Thanks to our great cameraman, Jason, upstairs. We use that video as a replay there, Jason. Thank you very much, sir, upstairs. That was an absolute great throw by Samantha Burks to Bailey Heineman for the put-out of Erica Ward to end that last inning. Count that as a 9-2 put-out of Erica Ward to end the inning. At the plate now for Gulf Coast State College, Samantha Burks, the right fielder who threw that amazing ball in to eliminate Erica Ward at home. Count 2-1. Going to 3-1. That pitch, ball 4. It's going to put Samantha Burks on base. Bringing up the pitcher, Allison Mitz. Allison singled in the second. Ended up making her way over to third base and being stranded at third base. Jasmine Lewis now over at first base to run. Lewis, a sophomore outfielder from Temple City, California. Temple High School. Again, Allison Mitz at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. We have a score update from field number 7. Just after this play, that's a foul ball. Mitz spins that off the bat, spins foul. An update from field number 7, the top of the 5th inning. They're moving right along over there. Score 0-3. Florida State College of Jacksonville trailing Indian River State College by 3 runs going into the top of the 5th. Allison Mitz stands in. The pitch from Maxwell. Called first ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs for Gulf Coast. It's entirely too early for me to be yawning like that. Still have 2.5 games to broadcast here tonight. We have a 5 o'clock game in the losers bracket, and then a 7 o'clock game here on Field 8, where Scott Jameson and I will tag team the broadcast. And that's going to determine who goes to Utah. That game tonight is a winner's bracket game, and it's going to send someone to Utah. There's a double play opportunity right there. Gulf Coast is doubled up over at first base. It's a line drive to Brandy Bunker, who throws it over to Gilliam at first. And is doubled up Lewis, who was pinch running over there for Samantha Burks. So it's a 6-3 double play, bringing in Bailey Heineman now with 2 outs and no runners on. At the plate, Bailey Heineman, catcher, number 10 for Gulf Coast State College. Heineman, a freshman out of Bakersfield, California. And again, that was a 4-3 double play. Not 6-3. It was a liner over to Brandy Bunker. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the right-handed catcher. Maxwell toes the rubber and pitches just inside. Tell you over there at first base, Brittany Gilliam's fired up. She thought that was strike 3. That ball, another line drive out to second base. Brandy Bunker made a great play. Tyler's going to grab that and see if we can't show you a replay of that. She bobbled it for a second and is able to keep track of it. Tyler's going to go ahead and show you that real quick. Here's the replay. Brandy Bunker over there at second base. It's a line drive straight to her. She bobbles it for a second, is able to corral that in to end the inning. That's Bailey Heineman going down on a line drive to Brandy Bunker. That's going to end the bottom half of the 4th. We'll be right back with the top half of the 5th. Coming up for State College of Florida, Bernaldo, Sedivey, and Simmons. We'll be right back from Dodgertown, Field 8. I'm Kyle Wilson with here Tyler Allen. We'll be right back. You're watching the FCS on YouTube. We're back here, the top of the 5th inning. That's a foul ball straight back over our camera guy's head. Heads up Jason upstairs. Once again, we want to thank all of the volunteers here that make this tournament possible. Thank you so much to all of the volunteers and your dedication to amateur athletics. Without the volunteers, both from Kissimmee, from Vero Beach, from Dodgertown here, all the help that we have could not be possible without your volunteer help. Thank you so much to all the volunteers here this weekend. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. From Allison Mitz, there's the first ball. 1-2 at the plate. Darby Bernaldo, shortstop. She struck out looking her first at bat in the 2nd inning. The pitch from Mitz. Off her hands. Mitz corrals that and throws it over to first base. Kayla Cordero there at first. You can see as Cordero makes her way back over to first, she is still limping slightly from that foul ball off her foot early in the game. That's going to bring up Nikki Sedivey, the catcher, number 5. She flew out to left field in her first at bat. There's a 1-3 put out to start the top of the 5th inning for State College of Florida. At the plate, Nikki Sedivey. Sedivey hitting .274 on the season. Once again, we are in game number, let's see here, 24 out of 30. They're chugging right along in this year's 2016 FCSAA State Softball Championship. Again, this is a Region 8 championship of the NJCAA. We'll send 2 teams by the end of the weekend that will start packing their bags for St. George, Utah, and the national tournament here in just a couple of weeks. There's a 1-out walk by Nikki Sedivey. It's going to bring Casey Simmons to the plate. Runner on first now, Nikki Sedivey. They're going to pinch run for her. Going to find out who's over there. Number 3 now, coming in, Cassandra Shikaitis. She's over at first base, going to be running for Sedivey. I'm sure Sedivey will be reinserted into the defensive lineup as we start the next inning. Count 1-0. Count 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Allison Mitz. Florida State College of Jacksonville, the Blue Wave, have started working on that lead over there by Indian River State College. The Blue Wave now 1 run, and they are now 2 behind Indian River. Indian River leads FSCJ 3-1. They're in the top 5. Count 3-0 over here to Simmons. Called strike 1 by the home plate umpire. We're in game number 3 of the day. We've got 2 more to broadcast after this. Another loser bracket game, and then the game of the night, which is going to be at 7 o'clock. Might start a little after 7. There's a fly ball. Average depth out in center field. Corralled by Eloise Tribolette. It's going to bring in Savannah Money, number 1, the leadoff batter. She's playing right field for the Manatees. In her first 2 at-bats, she walked and then reached second on a wild pitch and popped out to third base to end the 3rd inning. That ball lined down the left field line, nearly catching somebody in the head as he's walking down the road there. Again, when you've got multiple games going on in multiple fields, you got to make sure you keep your eye on any foul balls that might be heading your way. If you happen to be in the Vero Beach area and you are watching this game live, why don't you come on out to Dodgertown, especially for tonight's game. That 7 o'clock game might start around 7:30. It's going to be a winner's bracket game, and the winner of that game will solidify a spot in the national tournament in St. George, Utah. There's a grounder over to shortstop going straight to first, and that's going to end the inning. Haley Wood, the flex player, over at shortstop, fires over to Cordero, and that's going to end the inning. Casey Simmons out at first. It's going to bring up the bottom half of the 5th. The Gulf Coast Commodores home half. We'll be right back. You're watching the FCSAA Softball Championships on YouTube. We are back here for the bottom half of the fifth inning. We just had a re-entry. Of course, Nikki Sadivi, as we expected, she's back in at catcher after being run for over at first base that last inning. So that brings up Gulf Coast Commodore. Eloise Tribolette, the center fielder, number 2 for Gulf Coast. There's a grounder back up the middle to Maxwell. She's able to field her position well and throw over to Gilliam and record this. First out of the bottom of the fifth. The 1-3 put out for Tribolette. That ball hit hard right past the shortstop. That was number 23, Bailey Pelkey. She reached on an error in the first and flew out to center in the second. Now a single in the fifth. So over on first, Pelkey. It's going to bring up Taylor Corbett, the left fielder. She singled in the first inning and grounded out in the third. That's another single for Corbett. 2 runners on now, first and second for the Gulf Coast Commodores. That's back-to-back singles against Kayla Maxwell. That ball hit hard as well down the left field line. That's going to fall in front of Cassidy Neptune. Going home is going to be thrown out at the plate is Bailey Pelkey. Pelkey out at home. There was a great relay there. I believe that was Bernaldo at shortstop with the relay. It could have been Wood, but I believe it was the shortstop with the relay. And then the great throw there to Nikki Sadivi at catcher to make the tag on Pelkey. So a 9-6-2 putout of Pelkey. After the Cordero single. So that's back-to-back-to-back singles. Now running over for Gulf Coast. Let's see. Gulf Coast number 27, Ashton Wicker. from Phoenix City, Alabama, in that Gulf Coast region of Alabama. And that's, once again, number 27. We just got the verification from Gulf Coast State. That's Ashton Wicker, now in the slot. That's where Cordero is batting in the 4 slot. So Wicker in for Cordero. Coach making her way back in the dugout. And that's going to bring up number 34, Peyton Carpenter, who was just checked back into the game. So runner at first, 2 outs, and at the plate, Peyton Carpenter. Carpenter singled twice today. She was on first in both the first and the 3rd inning. Was not able to advance. The double steal, not effective. Wicker over there at second, not able to get that runner home. The pitch from Maxwell. Another outside. That's a 3-0 count. Pitching around Peyton Carpenter, it would seem like. Of course, when she's 2 for 2 on the day. And, yep, there's a intentional walk. Or an unintentional walk, however you want to go about thinking about that. And that's going to bring up number 22, Elena Weiss. So bases loaded. That ball is hit hard and deep center field, but that's going to retire the side. Casey Simmons underneath it records the out of Elena Weiss, and that's going to end the bottom half of the 5th inning. We've got another pitcher's duel here on field number 8. Score 0-0 going into the top of the 6th. We'll be right back from Vero Beach and Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson. You're watching the FCS AA Softball Championships right here on YouTube. She's safe over there at first base. Sorry about that. Getting a little bit of clarification about our bracket over here. We're back in the top of the 6th from Field 8 in historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. Coming to the plate for State College of Florida, number 24, Erica Ward. That ball hit hard, but out of play down the left field line. Count 0-1. No outs, runners on first for State College of Florida. Top of the 6th here. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball popped up to shallow left field. Underneath it, Cassidy Neptune. She fields and fires in. Runner stays at first. Now batting. At the plate for State College of Florida, first baseman Brittany Gilliam. She hits that ball hard to right field, over the right fielder's head. Samantha Burks out there in right field. Runner not able to make it to home. Going to be runners on second and third. Brittany Gilliam over there at second base now. That's a stand-up double for Brittany Gilliam. Coming up now, Cassidy Neptune, left fielder number 14. Runners on second and third for Neptune. Neptune 0 for 2 on the day. She popped out to second base in the second inning, and in the fourth inning flew out to left field to Taylor Corbett. It's a swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1 ball, 1 strike to Neptune. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Neptune. Two and 2 count. 1 out. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Neptune goes down swinging. It's going to bring in Jamie Harney. Jamie Harney, the designated hitter. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out struck out swinging in the second inning. And in the fourth, she singled, but then was thrown out at the plate. In off the hands. Shortstop Haley Wood moves over and is able to make the play That retires the side. That's the end of the top of the 6th inning. We're going to move on to the bottom of the 6th. The Commodores' home half of the inning. We'll be right back from Vero Beach. You're watching the FCSAA State Softball Championships right here on YouTube. Back here from historic Dodgertown, we're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Leading off for Gulf Coast State College, the Commodores, is Samantha Burks, the right fielder, number 11. Burks is 0 for 1 on the day. In the 2nd inning, she grounded out to the second baseman. And in the 4th, she walked and was stranded at first base. Count 2-0 to Samantha Burks. There's a grounder to the shortstop. Darby Bernaldo, she fires over to first base. Gilliam and records the out. Burks out, a 6-3 putout of Samantha Burks. It's going to bring in Allison Mitz, your pitcher for Gulf Coast State College. Mitz has not allowed a run today as pitcher. We've got a shutout over here on both teams, actually. Both Maxwell and Mitz throwing shutouts. Be interesting to see which one of these teams is able to score first. Count, no balls, 1 strike, 1 out in the 6th. That ball seemed like it was fair, but apparently called foul at the plate. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 delivery from Maxwell outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two count. Allison Mitz at the plate, pitcher for Gulf Coast State College. That ball hit the shallow right field. That ball falls in front of the right fielder, Savannah Money, not able to make the play. And that's a runner on second. Allison Mitz, stand-up double. That's a stand-up double for Allison Mitz. She's now over at second base. Going to bring up Bailey Heineman. Believe we're going to have a pinch runner here for Gulf Coast State College. Number 4 coming in. That's Bailey Williams, the freshman outfielder from Live Oak, Florida, Sewanee High School. Once again coming in from Live Oak, Florida. That's Bailey Williams now running. She's at second base. Called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Count 0-1, 1 out for the Commodores in the bottom half of the 6th. It's one of those first team to score a run type games. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. Runner on second. That's Bailey Williams over there pinch running for the pitcher, Allison Mitz. And that ball gets away. That's a passed ball recorded to Nikki Sadivi. Runner over to third. Here's your opportunity for Gulf Coast to get a run across. Bailey Williams, a freshman over there at third base now. That ball hit hard and deep into left center field. That's going to be caught, and tagging up is Bailey Williams. She's going to cross home plate, and there's your go-ahead run. Bailey Williams came in to pinch run for your pitcher, Allison Mitz. And a little bit of small ball later, Bailey Williams crosses home plate to take the 1-0 lead. In the bottom half of the 6th. Bottom half of the 6th. You're on the wrong team. So Commodores lead 1-0 over the State College of Florida Manatees. Count 0-1 to your batter. That's Eloise Tribolette, the center fielder, number 2. Count 0-2 now. 1-2. That ball hit hard, but fielded by Brandy Bunker, flipped over to Brittany Gilliam, and that's going to end the inning. Not before Gulf Coast Commodores get 1 run across. They take the lead. Gulf Coast 3 outs away from moving on to the next game and eliminating State College of Florida. We'll be right back for the top of the 7th after this short break. I'm Kyle Wilson. You're watching the FCS Softball Championships on YouTube. We're back here from Vero Beach, Florida, and historic Dodgertown. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're back with the top half of the 7th. Commodores took the lead in the bottom of the 6th, score of 1-0. Now we've got the State College of Florida up at bat, trying to keep their season alive. We've got a pinch hitter at the plate for State College of Florida. It's Jessica Harney, the sister of Jamie Hardy. That ball's hit to shallow right center field. Center fielder makes her way over. That's Eloise Tribolette, makes her way in and records the first out of the inning. That was a pinch hitter. That was number 23, Jessica Harney, pinch hitting for Darby Bernaldo. That's going to bring up number 5, Nikki Sidivy. Sidivy flew out to left in the 3rd and in the 5th inning, walked and was stranded on first. So Sidivy coming to the plate for the 3rd time today. Now batting, Nikki Sidivy, the catcher for the Manatees. Sidivy, again, 0 for 1 on the day. Manatees trying to keep their season alive at this point. They're down 1-0. And Sidivy gets rung up by the home plate umpire. She's caught looking. That pitch looked low and outside to me, but I'm not calling this game from behind the plate, thankfully. I'm glad I don't have to make those calls. Count 1 ball, no strikes. There's 2 outs on the board. The Manatees are down to their last out. Casey Simmons at the plate, the center fielder. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitching, Allison Mitz for the Commodores. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch from Mitz. That ball's hit to straightaway center field. To deep center. Back over the center fielder's head. Eloise Tribolette not able to make the play. And on third base now is Casey Simmons. Simmons, that deep fly ball that gets over Eloise Tribolette's head. Tribolette not quite able to make that play. There's 2 outs on the board, and that's going to bring up the leadoff batter for the Manatees and the State College of Florida, Savannah Money, the right fielder. Well, we've got a pitcher's duel going down into the bottom, or right now, top of the 7th inning. The Commodores lead by a score of 1-0. But State College of Florida has a runner on third base. And their leadoff batter at the plate. You're just asking for Savannah Money to put one in play. And she has done that. And there's the final out. Elena Weiss fields that ground ball over at third base and fires over to Cardero at first and eliminates the State College of Florida Manatees from this year's 2016 FCSAA Softball Championship. So moving on in the losers bracket is Gulf Coast State College, the Commodores. They are facing off at 5 o'clock right here on field number 8. Actually, it's going to be a little closer. Well, it might be 5 o'clock. We're getting close. We might have caught back up, but it'll be 5:15 or so by the time we get started right here from field number 8. I'll be broadcasting that game right here with Tyler Allen. We'll be back around 5:15 for Gulf Coast State College and Northwest Florida State College. I think they might be a little familiar with each other. Little rival game. It's going to be a fun one over here on field 8. In the losers bracket, we'll start with game 26 here in about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm Kyle Wilson signing off. Tyler Allen and Jason upstairs running the camera. We'll be back in about 30 minutes.